worthwhile to know and understand. Yes, the official plan information here, and yes, the final bylaw is, but the final bylaw was not representative of what the council had assured the rural people at the time. And I think the rural people would just like to bring that to you, let you know, so that you can make informed decisions. It's not hurtful to have knowledge, so I don't understand why it would be a problem to at least collect information, right? That's all it is.
We're beating 7.4 to death here, but
yeah.
Actually, it was a tabling motion. You're not supposed to discuss a tabling motion.
Was it a motion to table? I thought it was a motion to have a public.
No, it's a table
Correct.
motion.
Table for a report and delegation. Okay. Call the vote. I thought it was a report for a public or a delegation. I didn't know, asking for a delegation, I didn't know it was a motion to table.
And or whatever, table until.
Table until a report or delegation from rural people. All in favor of the tabling motion? Opposed? Doesn't hurt. Yes, it's carried. 8.6, Suncor Energy Review. That's that?
sorry, Mr. Mayor.
8.6, Suncor Energy Review for discussion and direction. Just review the reports, or do we get a consultant required to do that? Councillor Russell.
I've had quite a few discussions with the clerk on this issue, and we talked about this a lot. And then when we get this report from Patty, it's an excellent report. Thank you. It's a report about where we're at. I think we've been at where this report is for a long time. But specific to the report, hiring a consultant. Well, specifically to what? I think there may be different consultants here. I read this over and I thought to myself, well, my golly, a guy who knows about, construction of windmills probably knows, I shouldn't say that, little about natural heritage assessment and environmental impact. I guess each of those, Mr. Mayor, it seems like, I guess they got us in a spot, I guess. Here we are, what are we going to do? We're going to spend money to make the reports that we don't have the staffing to do the reports because A, we don't have probably the experts, and the fact of the matter is we really should be assessing those reports. It's like, it's unbelievable. For an example, one of the comments that was made out loud when the two were in here, Nextra and Suncor, right, was about dead birds. I remember it was kind of neat. It came from the back behind me. I was over there. But it was the dead bird syndrome, right? Well, the fact of the matter is, we have nothing back from them. I've met with consultants on this, and they never got back to me. I raised it that night. I have a neighbor who's met with them about, well, we'll just use the tundra swans as an example. We have an IDA here. We put the IDA in place in the mid-1990s. I chaired the process. The fact of the matter is, those experts that we put the IDA in, we didn't have those experts here in the community. We had biologists, but we had amateur biologists. So we had to bring in experts to be able to put the appropriate stuff to do the IDA. Now, how are we able to assess on our staff even that, how it's affecting the bird patterns? Just using that as an illustration. And in each of these things, Carol's explained to me, I mean, we do not have I guess the simplest way is the expertise, Carol, is the way you explained it to me. It's as simple as that. In certain areas, we have the expertise, but do we have the time to do it? I think we need to do it.
We need to do it on our own or with the consultant?
Yeah, that's the question.
Well, consultant, obviously.
Councillor Cook?
To me, it's give me some kind of answer?
Is that a preliminary, or was that a motion?
Is that a preliminary or motion?
I don't know what,
I don't know,
where we would
we're just
hire, whether
talking,
we hire.
we're just
we
talking
hire.
to it now, we haven't made any motion.
I'll make a motion that we hire consultants and I don't know what they are. How's that?
You know what? You got a point.
You'll second that, Councilor Cook?
Sure, whatever, talk about it.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the planner to.
Just to shed a little light on this process. The first application that we got into the municipality for wind turbines, we did send the report off to Dylan to have a review. Dylan, and it doesn't have to be a Dylan, but most large engineering firms have all of these experts on staff, and they draw on those experts. So that's how we dealt with it the first time. I think more out of council's interest to make sure that the report was doing what it was intended to do. That's all I'm suggesting to council now, is that if council's concerned about these reports, we don't have the ability on staff, we don't have the expertise to review. This is the report, okay? These three binders, this is the report. If council wants to take it further, the province is responsible for approving these and reviewing these. It's not our responsibility. But if I understand there's some concern about wind energy and wind projects, so I'm putting it out to council. Do you want us to have experts review this and give a report back to council on whether that everything's been adequately addressed?
Councilor Bonster.
Well, and I think that's fair. But I think what is shameful is that a province puts through a Green Energy Act and then says to municipality, we're going to impose this on you, but now you have to pay to ensure that what we're imposing on you is actually going to be okay. So if we bring consultants in, I'd send them the bill. I mean, I think that's the bottom line. We let the Minister of the Environment know you're getting the bill, because we can't trust you, sir. It's the bottom line. And this is my concern, is that, you know, engineers cost money, a lot of money. And if we're looking at 7 or 8 different specific engineers for this, we're probably looking at, what, 6 figures anyway, aren't we? Should we, that's a quarter of a fire truck. Should we actually be, yeah, inheriting that kind of cost because of provincial policy? So, I mean, I agree with you, but now the discussion we're having on November 19th is going to touch on some of this as well, right? At the Legacy Center, some of your stuff, but I just think it's unbelievable that our ratepayers would have to incur further costs to ensure that what the province is telling us is accurate and true. I think it's absolute nonsense. I was going to say something else.
Councilor Underwood, I think you have your hand.
Yeah, you know what, I agree with you 100%, but bottom line is we have to do due diligence to protect the interests of Lambton Shores as best we can, no matter what horrible act came out down from the province and all the rest of it. It's what we're stuck with. Do I like having to hire consultants to pretty well clean up somebody else's mess? No. But if we don't do it, we're going to be held to account for if we don't do our due diligence and ensure that the best interests of Lambton Shores are being protected. So we're going to have to do something. Now, what kind of consultants are there to do this? I think we're going to have to go through the planner, and I guess in conjunction with the chief clerk, if she's got something on the go there as well, and see who we can get to best protect ourselves.
How many other municipalities in Lambton County are looking at the same?
Yeah, can we go together?
Can we go together with, work on a partnership?
Runs the bill.
That's
I was going to say that, as well as, we are getting a report on November the 19th. Will there be more things in it, like this is a decent report. Will there be more things in there that we need to add to a list for consultant? Should we defer this to the meeting until after we're done with the meeting and hear the report that we've put together there, and then be able to, after that, look back at this one and see if there's anything additional in what Carol's going to present to us? Because there's nothing worse than going ahead doing something and then turning around and having, oh, we should have done that, or we should have added that. We have something coming up. It's not that far away. Can we hold this report until then?
And perhaps we could have some information on what consultants or what kind of cost or time frame
It
consultants.
would better not like an RFP or
Yeah.
type of thing, because that's, I think it's the only way you're gonna find out what the costs are gonna be and where you're gonna go.
Yeah, but you know what? Isn't this a county issue?
It is,
This-
ultimately, but